My name is Heather Blackiston, and I would like to present to you my proposal. Self-Views of Students That Drop Out of High School, a Qualitative Study of Ability Beliefs. Every year, 1.2 million students drop out of high school in the United States. 65% of convicted felons are high school dropouts. Students that drop out of high school are less likely to obtain and sustain a job and on average make significantly less than those that obtain an education. Therefore, there's a critical need in understanding why students are choosing to quit high school in order to create more effective and significant interventions. Although several studies have linked social relationships as the critical factor in students choosing to drop out, new studies are suggesting this hypothesis is unfinished. For one, the relationships with teachers are found to be the most influential. In those teacher-student relationships, the teacher, believing in the ability of students, deterred them from dropping out. The influence of relationships may have more to do with what they have to offer the individual with respect to his or her views of self and ability, but little research exists on student dropout self-views and opinions of ability. Virtually no research has studied the self-views of students that drop out of high school but work to obtain their general education diploma, also known as the GED. The purpose of this study is to explore student dropout self-views and opinions about their abilities and to explore any changes in these views as well as observe any commonality of notions for those that go on to get their GED. Therefore, this study poses the questions: what are the self-views of students that choose to drop out of school? What do student dropouts believe about their own abilities, and how big of a role do these beliefs play in their decision to drop out? Are there any common themes in beliefs of abilities or opinions of self for those that choose to go on to get their GED compared to those who do not? The study will take place in public locations around Central Arkansas that are convenient to participants, like restaurants or coffee shops. The sample would consist of individuals that had attended Mount Vernon Enola High School with an expected graduation date in the last 10 years, but did not graduate. This would be a purposeful, non-probability sampling from a school where records are accessible and has been noted for its struggle to keep its graduation rate above the state average. This study would follow a qualitative ethnographic design using an instrumental case study. By studying a group of individuals' beliefs, this study is seeking to better understand students' decisions to drop out from one specific school in order to identify themes that could guide future research in a more specific direction. Data will be collected through one-on-one interviews using a guide of open-ended questions to spark a conversation about the participants' past and current self-views and beliefs. Questions will explore context, self-views at the time the student dropped out of high school, ability beliefs at the time the student dropped out of high school, decision to obtain or not obtain a GED, current self-views and ability beliefs. Interview recordings will be transcribed and then destroyed. Transcripts will be segmented and coded according to self-views held in high school, current self-views, ability beliefs held in high school, current ability beliefs, current self-views and ability beliefs for those that obtained their GED, current self-views and ability beliefs for those that did not obtain their GED. These codes will be analyzed and reduced to a set of non-overlapping themes. These themes will be interpreted according to the context of this group's experiences, and conclusions will be made about what was learned. This study is hopeful that personal experiences and insights from individuals who actually made the choice to drop out will yield powerful information that can guide further research in more specific and critical areas, and eventually more effective and meaningful interventions can be made to deter students from quitting high school.